So to recap what we've done, we have tried to figure out, we know what all of our variables were. She has $100,000 of money that she can use. She needs to get to $300,000. She can only put in $7,500 each month. And she wants to begin her expansion in 18 months. And we looked at all the different variables and all the different ways for us to get from here to there. Well, this one didn't work for her because she can't afford to put in $10,200 a month. She can only afford to put in $7,500. This one doesn't work because she doesn't get to the full amount. She needs $300,000. By putting only $7,500 into the account, she only gets to that number. That's not going to work. Well, what if she waits until she does have enough? Well, she wants to expand in 18 months, not in 2 years, so that's not going to work. And then she tries to figure out, well, what if I have somebody who can give me some money to start this base number higher? How much is that going to be? And that's not going to work. And then her rate per month. What if I can get a better interest rate from my investment? Still putting in $7,500, starting with $100,000, ending with $300,000. Well, this ain't going to work. So now she figures out, let's try to see if we can go ahead and get a loan. Try to tell me what my loan information is going to be if I can get a loan for $300,000. So we go to the loan schedule worksheet. This is my favorite worksheet out of the entire term that we teach here. This is my favorite worksheet because we can all learn something from this. So our instructions at the page 499 basically say to begin with our basic information right here in row 5. So in A5 we're going to enter $300,000. And if you read earlier in it, it says that loans and investments are calculated with the same exact function. The only difference is the direction of cash flow. When you borrow money, the money you receive represents a positive cash flow. So it's going to be a positive number. As you repay the loan, each payment represents a negative cash flow because it's leaving you. So this loan, even though to me loans are negative, because I received that $300,000, it is a positive number. The bank says we'll give you an annual interest rate of 8.5%. That's important. And Diane wants to pay this off in 5 years. She wants to repay the loan in 5 years, and she's going to pay quarterly, not monthly. She's going to pay quarterly. Okay, so here's our first thing we have to try to figure out. I know that the instruction 4 says enter 4, but let's talk about why. How many quarters are there in a year? Well, there's 4 quarters in a year. That's why you put in 4, because there's 4 quarters in each year. She's going to make 4 yearly payments. Every 3 months, she's going to make a payment onto this loan. So we're going to enter 4 there. Okay, so just like before when I talked about, make sure you understand that your annual rate isn't what you put into any of these calculations unless you're only paying once a year, but we're paying 4 times a year. So the quarterly rate is going to be the 8.5% divided by 4. So it's a little calculation. It's pretty simple. Divided by 4. So our quarterly rate is 2.313. She wants to pay it off in 5 years. So how many periods are we going to make a payment? Well, that's pretty simple. If there's 4 payments a year, we're going to have it for 5 years. That's going to equal 4 times 5. Okay. Now, can I type in just 20? Absolutely. Can I just type in 2.13? Yeah. If you do, and I said it before, you're going to get gigged for it. I want to see cell referencing here. Okay. So let's figure out what our payment is. How much is our quarterly payment going to be for a loan that we got at $300,000 at 8.5% annual interest rate? And we're going to pay for 5 years. It's pretty simple. It's going to be equal PMT, just like we did before. My rate is 2.13. It is not 8.5. It is 2.13 because every time I make a payment, I'm going to be charged this rate. The number of periods is simple. It's right there. It's not the 4 a year. It's not 5 years. It's the 20 payments. That's how many payments we're going to make. The present value is $300,000. Remember last time we used this future value because we wanted to get to $300,000. And notice how it is not bold. These are the only 3 that I have to have. I can add one here. I can put a 0 there if I wanted to because that is the future value we're going to get to, but Excel will assume that. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out that this is actually all I need. And I'll press OK. And that's what my quarterly payment is on a loan at $300,000 at 8.5% annual rate. And if I pay for 20 periods over 5 years, I'll make 20 quarterly payments of $18,569. That's pretty simple. Okay. Now I want to cruise through this next piece here. In fact, no, you know what? I'm going to stop. Just to get to that, I'm going to stop because this is going to be a lot of fun. I want to make sure I get it right. So we're going to stop here, and then I'll restart a little bit later.